that.
Michael, you need to put that radar on your boat.
Well, you reckon it's big enough?
Yep.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello YouTube, I'm back. I thought I'd show you this. This is what it should kind of look like. It will have a slightly longer roof, but at the moment it's pretty hard to even see that I'm working on a proper boat.
So this is just the form. So I'll fiberglass in here after I clean this up with the grinder and clean it up in here with the grinder. And on the other side as well. And then I'll try to figure out how I'm gonna build something like that. And then I'm just gonna tack this down because this tube here isn't perfectly bent to the tube underneath. So I'll tack that down with fiberglass, and then I'll be able to take the weights off and then glass it on properly. I want to have this bit here, and then it'll have a door that opens up like that, and it needs to miss the speaker box that goes over here. I'm gonna temporarily mount the speaker there so I know approximately how deep I've got to go, because I want it to be as low profile as possible. But there's no point just making it like a bubble like that. I'm just gonna bring it to there, and then I'll screw the fiberglass box panel thing to here, and I don't know, figure something out. But while it's upside down, it's easy to do all that.
I got to use epoxy resin behind the dash because I glassed the dash that I made in with epoxy resin, and I can't go polyester over epoxy. It's a big no-no. The work I'm doing here was literally done months ago because I've been working away.
That really doesn't stand out as much as I thought. I'll make it a little bit deeper to future-proof it.
Next speaker might be deeper. Then I get this on my door. Oh, I should have cleaned up ages ago. It wasn't even anything other than the roof leaning up against his fence, really. It looked yuck, though.
So I've got to rip this off for a guy that wants it in Bermuda. And I'm not wasting my time trying to get these flathead screws out. So it's only into a rotted bit of wood in there, so I'm just going to slice it like that.
I definitely won't need these pillars, but I might end up reusing the roof and just extending it.
It gets bolted in like very simple. But when it's going into rotted wood, I don't know how good that's going to be.
Then I had to go to work on a couple of weather radars. Then a coal mine. Home sweet home.
So someone asked me if this would work with the controller with a 18 volt battery or a 14.4. So I went straight to the 18 volt battery. That's how I hooked it up. That's plus, that's minus, negative and positive, going to the controller, and then going to that. And it does work, and it probably lasts ages. And it will blow you away with it. But if you just throttle it down like that, I can't see any reason why that would stuff up. So I'll let it run for ages, and I'll let you know if it dies, if it kills the motor, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. It's been going for nearly 12 hours now. That's 16 hours now it's been running, but I've got it throttled up. I probably wouldn't run it for that much longer because that's full pelt now, which is still way too much to be breathing, but I'm pretty sure you'll ruin the battery. I'll see how long the 1.5 amp hour lasts. So she's pretty dead at 5 hours, or nearly 6 hours. I probably should have stopped it before then, but I forgot about it. Just painting straight over the dust. See the dust? More stuff for it to stick. And doing all this stuff took a lot longer than I thought. Fiberglassing that tube in to run some wires. I extended it just here. Okay, so after all of that pooping around with that other stuff, cutting these back like that, massive waste of time. I'm not that flash at welding, and it wasn't turning out as nice as what I thought, so I went to Bunnings and got this C channel there. I don't know how clear you can see that, and then this L channel, and then when you put these two together like that, it's just nice. And then that's what my hatches will slide in. And this is where these are going, like that. And then I'll have a piece of wood here backing it up. I'll bog to this so it's nice and straight, because this is a little bit wonky. And same on the other side. Just gotta cut this bit out here. I notched out this bit just so I can screw this in like that. I've just got to shape this so I can fit it in here. And that goes like that. Then I'm going to drill some holes in here and recess some little screws in there, and then that's going to go in like that. I just need to put some stuff in there. I've made a couple of
Spaces.
pieces of wood with these spacers, and yeah, that's just to hold it symmetrical, because this is only like 5 mil, which I would have preferred bigger, but I couldn't get any. So now I'm just going to glue it down with epoxy and yeah, get on to the next thing. I just drilled and countersunk here. And now I've got to put these in here.
While the glue's wet, I just put the spacers in and then just wiggle the wood until it's symmetrical. It's really important that there's an even distance at the front and the back of that thing that I'm pulling out now, especially because the C channel's so shallow.
So this is my really slimline speaker box. I was gonna make it just where the speaker was going, but I figure it's not usable space anyway. You're gonna smash your head anyway. So I'm really conscious of the height here. The only thing is trying to do it on this side is a bit of a drama. I kind of wanted to make it look like this, but trying to make it all tie into each other and be able to unscrew easily so I can take stuff apart to get to things. I just want to be able to get to everything behind the dash easily, so when this is open, I'll be able to get to the wires here easy. When this is like that, when that door is open, that'll give me access to behind here easily. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I think I might just like go like that. And I kind of want to make this finished off. I want to have it wrapped down like that, so it doesn't just finish abruptly like that on both sides. So that's another thing. It's easy to do when it's upside down. It's killing me. I just want to flip it over and paint it. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm not going to paint anything under here now. I'll paint it after I've put it in. Trying to mask everything off where I think fiberglass will go. I think it's just going to be a waste of time. I just need to get this thing together. So to get this shape, I use this thingy. I haven't really used it before. And all I knew is I needed plenty of meat. So I did it at the bottom of the piece of wood, which I've already put somewhere else. And then, I just went like that. Worked out pretty good first shot. Could have made it a bit longer. Who cares? Man, so I've wasted more time, just like normal. I was going to make this mold and somehow get it so I could mount it in a couple of areas. That's crap. Like I know I'm trying to save weight, but with the speakers, yeah, thickness is good, and I'm just overcomplicating everything. I keep trying to do everything the hard way, when I don't think it's going to look any better. It'll just take a lot longer, and like it takes even longer me just trying because I'm just not that good. So what I'm going to do is pull these out and then make these out of this, and I want to be able to remove this easily. So now that I've got the basic shape, I'll make this whole thing, and then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 screws holding just this face bit, and then I'll be able to pull that off. But once the other thing is, I've been really struggling to get the levels of that and that the same. I know it looks decent there, and it's pretty close, but when you look at it from over here, it's noticeable that they're not symmetrical. There probably isn't noticeable once the boat's in the water and the deck's in the right spot, but just in case, this way that I want to do it is going to make it a lot easier to make it symmetrical. So once I've made the boxes, I'll screw some pieces of wood to make it so they're the same level, and then after I've made the boxes, I'll just fiberglass the wood, the sides onto here and glue it, And then after it's all cured, I'll be able to just pull that out, and then that's a done thing. And then I'm going to have something nice to screw into for this bit, and I'll probably do something similar like that, because if it stops here, it's kind of like a weirdo space anyway. So anyway, that's where I'm up to. That's going to be the skeleton that's left in there after I've glued this down, which is my next step. The reason I've done it like this is because it's easier. I'll screw this into here like that and that after I've put some glue in here and here, the structure that's underneath it. So I'll put glue there, there, and down there, and over here. Screw it. Blob these down. Put some screws in it, and then that'll keep it a nice level height. I'll make sure that from here to here and here to here are the same distance, so it's symmetrical. It would be really hard to do this if the boat was sitting right way up. That's why I'm doing all this work now. And yeah, and then I'll remove the face of it, and then glass all the tabs in, and then glue it back down, and yeah, it should go together really easy and be easy to fair and paint. So that's all glued in. I don't know if you can see anything in here. I put screws in it to space it out and pulled it down just to get it 3mm that way and 3mm the other way. So it should be good. I'm exhausted.
The area I'm working on at the moment was kind of a bit of a weirdo looking area. It looked like if I put a shelf there, it'd look more in place. That's going to be the lip on the shelf, because I'm going to use that area to throw your phone and wallet and stuff in.
See how I've got the glass already stuck to it? I'm cheating.
Pre-wetting epoxy is a must, pretty much. If you can do it, always do it. And this made it a lot easier to glass the underside and the top side. Hopefully it's strong enough so when my son hangs off it, which he probably will, it doesn't break. That's the thing with boats, you gotta build it for the dummies. You gotta make sure that it never breaks in the worst condition. It's nothing more embarrassing. I don't like being a punce saying, oh, you take your shoes off, don't touch any buttons, don't hang off that, don't stand there. Every piece of wood has at least one layer of glass over it. I didn't bother in the underside of the wood so much.
Okay, I'm working on the floor like a peasant. It's just faster because I've got to glue everything. You probably wondering why I built it in so many pieces. And that's because I'm a tight ass and I was running out of wood. I didn't know what I was doing.
Ignore that full sheet of wood leaning against the side of the shed. I was too lazy to lift it.
It's late. I keep forgetting about the actuators. I've made this door too big, pain in the ass, because the actuator needs to go around here. It's going to be a nightmare. I've been ringing around trying to find someone that'll sell me 316 stainless box. I'm going to go with box because if I do want to make it slide easier later down the track, like the first iteration will be really basic, but it might be a bit stiff, I'm not sure. I'll be able to like cut some squares out and put some bearings in box, and I can make it like a lower profile because it needs to be, it needs to hold this way more than it does that way, because if the boat is going, which I don't think I'll be able to pop the top once it's going, but if I do, like I want to be able to, it needs to be able to get the jerking. It needs to not break. And trying to mount it in there is going to be a nightmare, because trying to get all of the posts to line up completely, go up completely level is going to be really difficult. So I'll probably have to make some fancy way of making it be able to go through the dash and out the back as well. I think the back's going to be easier, but I need to be able to do some slight adjustments to get all of the posts to come up at a equal, otherwise I need to get them all to go up symmetrical, otherwise the roof will buckle, or it'll break the mounts wherever I mount it. So I've just been staring at this all day virtually, and it's driving me nuts. I need to get this thing in order. Here's another problem. I was probably trying to tuck this dash in a little bit further to just give a tiny bit more space on the passenger side, and this what was I thinking? So now to like, do I keep it symmetrical or oh, I'm a dunce. This one's got a real fat nozzle on it.
The 3D printer has a fat nozzle on it.
And I got it on a big 4 kilo spool.
It's a 5 kilo spool.
So now I've got to crack it off. I got a little bit of resin on it. So yeah, I've got sticky tape all along here so it can release easy. Yeah, I got it off pretty easy. I just used material cloth tape because I glassed under there at the same time, and yeah, that bit was hitting. I tried to keep the same angle as this, just like I tried to do with that. First off, I just measure a chunk of wood that kind of gets me in the ballpark. Boom, like that. It is really late. I just wanted to get a little bit of fiberglass done today. I didn't have such a good day. But yeah, that's all glued together. That's for the passenger side. And then the 3D printer finished doing these bulges so that the 6x9s and tweeters can fit under here. And yeah, that's sort of how this is going to look, because I want to be able to make this removable so that I can get to the actuators, which will be here. I'm probably going to fiberglass a block of wood here out of hardwood, just so I can bolt something or screw something to it, and then maybe put nuts and bolts through it if I have to stabilize the actuators, and so I can get fine adjustment. So I need to put a hunk of wood here and somewhere around here just to triangulate it. I've ordered the box. It was just over $1,000. It's probably more than I need, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Yeah, what do you guys reckon of the bulges? I still haven't done a fit, like I still haven't cut these out. It's a bit late to use the jigsaw now. And once I do that, I'll dummy fit it and just double check that it all fits nice. But yeah, I'm trying to make it as low profile as possible. Oh yeah, and that's where the head unit's going. This is just a head unit I had lying around. Good old Eclipse from my brother's car. You can see I tried to get that angle. Yeah, you'll be able to just throw your phones in here and just wallet and phones. I just wanted to make something easy, and yeah, I'll just carpet in here and carpet all here and carpet to there, and then I'm going to 2-pack all of this. And I'm going to probably put a slight bulge here where a switch panel could go or something, just so I can hide that seam. I don't want to have a crack that when there's light behind that, it'll shine through. So I just need to try and make everything look neat. Well, that's what I want to do. I don't need to, I want to. This is where I'll put my iPad. The door will open up like that, and then have some strings that just hold it from opening all the way. And I'm making a thing on the 3D printer now that will hold stuff so it doesn't all just slide out, you know. And then yeah, this is just how you go on. Didn't know what I'm going to do with this compartment. Going to do the similar thing I'm doing with that to there.
You can see I'm panning straight over the wet bog, or wetting it out. I go a little bit crazy here with fiberglass. I don't think I needed to put as much in. A little bit heavy. I was only using polyester resin there, so I used flow coat there because I was using unwaxed resin. I wanted to be able to grind it easy. I ended up doing a dodgy extension there just to get me to the side of the hull. It looked a bit bodged before, but hopefully it gives me enough meat that I can get an actuator through it easy without going into the lid. I try to grind as much off the edges, like especially the glass, because I want it to be as thin as possible. It needs to be flush. I think I'm nearly ready for paint. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. just on these back bits, it felt like it was taking an eternity to do. I got to sand off the skim coat that I did. I only used minimal bog, except for some of the rough bits around here. I really blobbed that one together. Okay, this is what it looks like just before I'm going to do the first undercoat.
My friends were there, and then my friend kicked me.
Oh, okay.
And then now I have to make other friends.
Oh dear.
So I worked hard.
First coat, second coat, third coat. Anything past the third coat, I'm sanding too far.
This is painting Jotun high build. At first I tried to do it without any thinners and that didn't work out so good. The other thing is that gun is completely clogged full of old paint, which I find out later, but it's fine for doing priming. This is how accurate and fussy I was at the start. I ended up putting about, I'd say 20% thinners in, and it came out a lot better. It's been such a long time since I've done any 2-pack. I was a little bit nervous, especially when you see I get to the top coat. And man, all the hoses are really annoying. I can breathe perfectly fine and it's really nice, cool air coming out of the air conditioner through that 1-inch tube going into the VersaFlow unit, but yeah, it sucked. I end up getting a normal $100 3M mask, especially for spray painting later, and it was 1,000 times easier.
About 6 hours later, and you can see there's pinholes all over it. Bad bog mark there. I'm going to fill all the pinholes up with epoxy resin now, with some aerosol and Q-cell, and then I'll let everything harden. I want to get the epoxy on it while it's still curing, and yeah, I'll work on the bowsprit.
And when you guys make stuff, try not to do square at corners like that, because they're a pain to sand. I probably went a bit overboard with the colours in the primer, especially because the top coat is white. This is me draining all the water out of the air compressor before I do some more painting. I'm doing more Jotun high build, but without any colour in it. I do lots of hand sanding, but I don't video most of that. I think I only did it back to 280 grit before I did the top coat. Those pads are really handy for going around edges and stuff. You can see I went a little bit too deep with the sanding. Bare glass showing. So this is where disaster comes. I start mixing the paint, or I mix it, and then I think, oh, I'll just give the gun a quick clean, and this is what it looks like. It was shocking. 2 hours later, I give it a shot anyway. One last look before I try my first attempt of top coat. And this is how I was hanging all that panels, just with some wire and screws into the mezzanine floor. And it is definitely not ideal, but I just didn't want to have to paint one side, wait for it to dry, then paint the other side. It would have come out a lot nicer, but yeah, I chose to do that. You just saw me wipe off the top coat attempt that I did, and now I'm trying again, thinking that I had a contaminated rag, but it's still bad. There's me wiping it off again, just with acetone.
It is too late to drain my air tank. I'm pretty sure I've got water in the tank. It's 10 o'clock. It's really loud. So I'm gonna shut down. and try to get onto it early in the morning. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's full, but it's too late to drain the tank. Oh my god. What happened? So I've wiped all the paint off these panels because all the stuff I did here, it was horrid. It was going crazy. You saw this first panel, or one of the first that I did, is almost okay except for a couple of dots up here. It's a pity because it looks alright. It looks real nice here. When I wiped these down, I used an older rag, but it looked pretty clean. But I did notice after I turned it around a few times, it had like some dirty marks on it, and it could have been grease maybe. But it was so acetone soaked, I didn't really think anything of it. At first I thought just wiping it down with acetone. Then I was thinking, have I put the right thinners in? I don't know what the go is with paint companies and not writing what goes with what. How hard is it to say Jotun number 18 suitable for Emperite 300 and yada yada yada, whatever other stuff? Why can't the paint tins tell you the mixture ratio? Like, it's the only thing you need to know about the paint virtually, and they don't have it on it. I don't know why they don't do stuff like that and make the tins so they can pour easily. And I'm in a dirty mood because I just wasted paint and time. This bloody gun, I'm gonna pull it apart now and just bathe it in acetone overnight and really clean it before I try to do anything with it. Anyway, so it's been nearly 12 hours since I mixed this, and it's still wet, which is good. And this paint is hard. It looks really nice other than these dots.
Don't judge me. It looks terrible in there, doesn't it? The air compressor, poor little air compressor.
So I blocked it up so it's on a level lean like that. On a lean like that.
There wasn't as much water as I first thought.
Chicago air compressor's been awesome. It's really quiet. It's got 4 motors. One of the motors sounds like it's stuffing up now, but I bought another one just in case. $200. So I got some runs there, so then I wiped it down, and I gotta re-sand it. I even got a run there.
To do all this painting, I've been using a Blue Point spray gun that's about 10 years old.
I got a run there.
With a 1.4
I
nozzle.
got a run there.
Oh, well, there goes another day of sanding. It actually took longer. I had to wait a day for it to get hard enough to sand as well. Well, I probably could have sanded it that day, but here I'm using a new gun, and it was a million times better. It has a 1.3 nozzle, and yeah, I'll put a link in the description. It came out beautiful. I waited 40 minutes in between coats. I gave it 2 coats because it pretty much had 3 after all that. I ended up getting more spray gear like tack rags, Pretsol, and accelerator for the hardener, and it was it made a million times difference. Well, I should have got advice straight away. I'll make another video after I've done some more, just showing how I did the painting, because there's not that much on boat painting. There's a few little tricks.
Does that look cool?
Yes.
Yeah? You can look.
Did you build that?
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
You haven't even looked at it.
I have to. Yeah.
And I've done all this and it looks beautiful now, but the reason why I wanted to make all of this in sections was not just so I could get access to everything and make use of the space. It was also, I wanted to make it in sections and the whole panel just have like a few fixing points, because at the moment everything's this big, it's all rigid, and it could potentially crack, which will make it look really poop. But anyway, I'm gonna run with it. Hopefully it doesn't slap that bad, and it stays together, because she looks like a spaceship now. This is gonna be carpet. The carpet's gonna go over that and in there, which will be fun, trying to carpet that, but I only have to do it once. I'm looking forward to doing that bit. There'll actually be hatches here that will slide out, 1, 2, just to break the sun when I'm sleeping. And yeah, I'm gonna carpet this stuff, carpet lots of that. I'll probably make the subwoofer area all high gloss, and the side pockets will all be high gloss. Yeah, I can't think of everything now. It's gonna have cushions and all that type of stuff as well.
You look silly now. We got another 4 or 5 prawns. Good signs, man. What? Where?